going on YouTube? We back at it like a crack at it. It's your boy Reese and the Starting Five podcast. You know, we got Vaughn, Dezo, Jay, and Mike up in here. Jay, go ahead and say what's up to the peoples, man.
People, NBA back. Let's get it.
Yes, sir. Opening night. Yes, sir. Dezo, go ahead and say what's good to the people.
Yo, what's good? It's that time of the year, fellas.
Yes, sir. Glitch him, switch him, aka Mike. Go ahead and say what's good to the people, man.
The season is back, man. Let's go, man.
Yes, sir.
I'm
Yes,
excited.
sir. And last but not least, don't get bail with my boy. He at work, but he making it shake. Shout out my boy Vono. Go ahead and say what's up to people.
Yeah, free ball. Hey, check out the label. We back in tune, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, so today we got a different little unique video. We're doing a recap of the NBC games. This is something we want to do going forward for the season. They always have double hitters on NBC. They took over TNT. But so today we're going to be going over not only the OKC versus Rockets, but we're going to do the Warriors versus Lakers as well. So we can go ahead and jump straight into it. I got a couple notes written down for the OKC Rockets. But going into this ring ceremony night for my boys. Ring ceremony for night for my boys. Fuck everybody team in here first off. This is my time. We won the championship. I just want to let y'all know, niggas. This is not the end. This is just the beginning. So that's all I have to say. This is just the beginning. This is just the first ring ceremony night. We got a couple more to go. But going into this, the big controversy of this season, of this game, was the Rockets' big lineup. How do y'all feel about the big lineup going into the game? Before the game, and then we're going to talk about it after the game. Before the game, did y'all like the lineup with them throwing Amin Thompson at the point guard and running 3-6-11 guys at the same time? Or, how did y'all feel about KD playing the two, essentially,
And go ahead, Des.
It's crazy. No, this is a little sidetrack, but like when they announced this lineup, no BS, y'all. Probably like an hour later, I played like a similar lineup in a rec, bro. Like, freaking the point guard was like 6'10", bro, and everybody else was like 6'11". But
Hell nah.
I don't know, man. Like when we all seen that, that's kind of what everybody thought. Like this is NBA 2K lineup. But I mean, I like it because it kind of like when they had that Warriors series last year and went to 7, it helped them. But I don't think that's something they should, rely on and be their starting lineup. It just don't look good. You know what I'm saying? I think it kind of stunts Sengun in a way. But it keep them in games just because the offensive rebounding. But I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a little iffy to me.
Jay, what you think about it?
I don't know. I think it's good in like short spurts, but I just don't know if that spacing gonna work. I mean, you relying too much on KD and Bari to really be your only 3-point shooters. I mean, Amin take them, Sengun take them, but they not making them consistently at this point. So I don't know how long they're gonna be able to keep that lineup on the court, through 82 games.
Yeah. To be fair with Sengun, that boy did knock down how many?
He did, but that's not something.
He knocked down 5 threes yesterday, which is what I guess they game plan or idea mindset was. But Mike, how you feel about Amin starting at the 1? That's not only everybody in here fuck with Amin, but I know you was very heavily vouching for him, and you think he might be a A tier, S tier type of player this year. With him starting at the 1, is this stunning his growth or like what you think?
I don't think this stunning his growth for real. I mean, because we know what I was going to say. He really got to get a shot. Like, he was shooting a little bit, but like, I'm
over from the 3 ball.
Yeah, man. I can explain.
He had one that counted as a 2, though.
Yeah, but that boy went 0 for 7 from the 3 ball in that lineup. Then he only missed 11 shots. So,
yeah.
Think about it.
Everything else was in the paint, baby. Like, you feel me?
Yeah.
They kind of baby food for real. Y'all seen what was going on, man. For real. But now I like it, but I don't agree with it though. I'm not finna do that. Yeah, I'm also a Reed Shepherd fan. Yeah, I feel like you give Reed a couple of more minutes. I ain't gonna lie. Even starter time, he's gonna prosper, bro. He's like that, bro. You can't just sit them type of people down on the bench. I honestly feel
I like Reed too, man. But from what that was a first game for him. And it's a tough game because, of course, it's against the reigning champs. We know what they do defensively. But there was a lot of times in that game where I feel like Reed kind of was looking off KD, looking off Sengun. You know what I'm saying? See, you come in, you kind of got to pick your spots. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that.
You can tell.
And I feel like that.
You can tell Reed had.
My bad.
No, you can tell Reed had, like, he was aggressive at points, but at the same time, it's like, Reed, you still out there jittery, you nervous. You don't pass up KD on a DHO or just hit him on a post up, on a simple post up, rather than make the Superman play. And of course,
Yeah.
and back to the lineup, I didn't like that the two bigs. Now, granted, that is the lineup they was going with in terms of the playoffs, but I felt like you spot in Steven Adams
Spot
next to
spot
Sengun
minutes.
rather than
Yes.
starting them.
Yes.
Yeah,
They was
because
even
I feel like
throwing
they trying
Clint
to
in the
play all
game.
bigs. You feel me?
Like when they
I
threw
saw Clint
Clint in
get on
there,
the
I'm like,
court.
okay, this is
I'm
their
like, come
real
on,
plan, bro.
man.
This
Yeah.
they real plan.
I wasn't really fucking with the lineup too much. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
Mhm.
at all.
Well, all right.
But my
Another
thing,
big. Oh, go ahead.
that Reed topic one more time. My last thing.
We
If
can
they
talk
would have
about
played
Reed.
them, my bad.
Oh, you good. I was gonna say we're gonna talk about Reed when we get more into the actual game. But also the other big topic is J Dub, the label, that boy Dezo label, him sitting out and him being out for a couple of weeks or whatever, going forward and starting Case and Wallace. How do y'all feel about Case and Wallace getting the head nod over Alex Caruso in big games like this? Do y'all think Case and Wallace is the player to fill in that role? I feel like he played great. Obviously, I think he's the next man up. The way Mike Dagnall like to stunt Caruso minutes, but Caruso still be playing starter minutes when he's playing in this position. So it's like, I don't know. I seen some people say they think they should have threw Caruso in to start the game off because they knew that it was gonna be a bigger lineup. But how do y'all feel about J Dub being out and us going with Case and Wallace going forward?
Yeah, you know what? I think in terms of continuing to space the floor and move defensively, he the only one off the bench that can really do both. You know,
Mm-hmm.
kind of simulate what J Dub does for them on defense. So I think it's a smart move. Alex Caruso, I don't know. I think he's a guy where if you play him too many minutes at times, then you begin to notice that his
You
shooting
start seeing
still
his
isn't.
flaws.
Yeah, you start seeing his flaws. So I think Case and also he the young player. They want to keep getting him experience because they're gonna have him for another 10 years or whatnot.
Yeah. Um.
Yeah, and I agree with what Jay said. He was a heavy advocate for Case and Wallace, and so kind of what we seeing, that's something that you kind of knew already. So that was good to see. But I don't think they would have, whichever way they would have went, I think it would have worked out. But I kind of just do like AC in that role that he's already been established in. So Kaysen, he had games last year where he started when they was trying to figure things out a little bit. So
Yeah.
it's not like he wasn't used to being in a starting lineup or anything like that. But he had a really good game, man. And then also, with Dub being out, we got to see some AJ Mitchell minutes. That was pretty cool.
Yes.
He actually came in and hoop. We know OKC, draft these young guys, and we just don't know when they can get into rotation. But when he finally got his time to play, we kind of see what he was able to do last night. So that was pretty good as well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's a fact.
Mm.
AJ definitely showed up. I ain't gonna lie. And also, I wasn't really mad that they started Case, and I think whether they started AC or Case, and it really wouldn't make a difference. Like Jay said, Case is probably more consistent in terms of bringing the 3 and D because AC jumper can get flat at times. But no, I'm a big fan of Case, so I like seeing him in the lineup.
You got any words on that, Mike?
Nah, I like the honestly, Kaysen. I feel like it was just best to bring, I feel like probably leadership reasons too. You kind of know, just like how everybody kind of just said, Alex Caruso, you know what he kind of brings, you feel me? So you don't want to overdo it.
Mm-hmm. Well, we can start getting into some of the action for the game now. To start the game off, I had in my notes, man, Chet. Chet started the game off hot as fuck. I think he made he scored our first 7 points off the rip. Like he got into it immediately off of and one. Then he also came down and I'm pretty sure he got a little float to go, and he also had a pull up jumper. It was on like 3 levels. He was given 3 levels last night. But really, what I want to focus on is that in the offseason, he clearly worked on that core, that foundation. Hashtag extra 5, nigga. Like, that's what he was really working on. I can tell because when he finished, he looked way more comfortable, like, getting bumped or getting pushed off his spot. He still is poised and able to finish the shot. The reason why he shot the lowest percentage in the finals of all time is because he was just easily pushed off his spot. Anytime a nigga bumped or anything, he already off balance. He looked like a newborn deer last year. But he was so talented, we were like, bro, we know he can make that. But so, yeah, I got that. And Amen also starting off hot, too. Amen was in pure straight attack mode off the rip. That's the type of point guard that he's going to play as. He's not going to be the type, I'm going to set you up and get you in your spots. He's more so gonna be. I got little ass Case and Wallace trying to chase me from 94 feet. I'm finna run past this nigga and lay his ass at the rim. But I don't know how often that's gonna be possible when you got two bigs that's trying to play. They kind of was playing three out, two in. To a certain degree, they got fucking Steven Adams just sitting in the dunker, and then they had Sengun playing high post majority of the time. But sometimes Sengun was spacing out to the corner. That's why he was getting a lot of catches to the corner threes and shit like that. But yeah, the first quarter. That was most of the notes I got. And what y'all got going on for the first quarter, man? What did y'all see that in this?
Yeah, some pretty much something similar to you. Amin, kind of showing what he can do as the one. I still think losing Fred was big for them though, because
big, bro.
As you can see, they still need somebody that has some type of facilitation in them where they can kind of calm the offense down. They gonna have a lot of high turnover games with everybody bringing the ball up the court and trying to run the offense. But we was able to see what Ahmed can pretty much do, and he can get downhill. And he was making plays for others, but like I said, the spacing ain't really the best, so the shots weren't. I wouldn't necessarily say like high quality shots for real. So seeing that, KD started off good. But he just, he got to carry it over to the next half. But KD did start off hooping, though. Like, he was, being KD. So that was pretty good to see. And we were seeing Sengun pretty much assert his dominance. Like, Sengun, he going to show us why they pretty much invested into him and kind of moved on from Jalen Green. Mm-hmm. Like, really this Sengun team, but he just got to take over, bro.
Yeah.
Good points, I was about to say, in terms of, we'll get back to the Rockets probably towards the end of the game, where we can kind of give our thoughts on what they lineup should be going forward. But Amin Thompson is gonna have to have the ball in his hands a lot throughout the game. We saw, like you said, in the first quarter, he started off hot because he had the field in his hands, and I feel like with certain lineups, it's gonna be hard to have the ball in his hands. You know what I mean? For space. So once they figure out that lineup situation, I think we'll see games, a lot more moments where he started off in the first quarter. He'll be able to continue that throughout the whole game. And on OKC side, like you said, Reese, Chet putting on some size. That's good for them. A lot of his inconsistency scoring the ball came from just not having enough, strength and enough weight to take some of those bumps. So it was a really good, real fast first quarter. Honestly, a lot of
it was a lot of good up and down. Yeah, it was a lot of good up and down.
Maybe this stint without Dub can help Chet too. Just pick up his aggressiveness.
Yeah,
they gonna need it, man.
Like
I said, if Chet was playing, if Chet was super aggressive in the finals, it probably wouldn't have been that close. I'm not gonna lie, bro. It probably wouldn't have been that close. So hopefully he can keep that up.
I also wrote down that Shea had a very slow start. I feel like that's normal for a lot of superstars though. That's coming off a championship run. They always start off slow first game back. But yeah, he only had 3 points in his first 15 minutes of action. That was kind of disappointing. Expecting him to, come out and play a little more aggressive, knowing this is a very... this might be a rival matchup going forward, just with the idea of KD playing against a championship team that he didn't bring a championship
back at OKC.
Yeah, like this is gonna. Yeah, I feel like this is gonna might be a rivalry kind of thing going throughout the season. We played them 4 times.
And you know what's crazy?
Yeah.
It's crazy. I forget that Steven Adams was with KD on them OKC team.
You feel me? I that's my favorite center all time, and
I said, damn, Steven was over there in OKC with bro. Like this real life coming home. Hell yeah.
Yes.
I ain't gonna lie too. This was probably the best matchup you could have done, like to start the season off. You got 2 young ass teams who's some of the best teams in the league. They're gonna come out and play hard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got to wrap up my first half notes. Was that the spacing issue for me? It turned Sengun into a stretch big for the first half because his biggest threat is when he get the ball in the high post at the nail or something like that. He back down. He do that spin leg, that spin float. He wasn't getting to that in the beginning of the game because I felt like he was trying to leave space for KD Midi, and he was also not able to double. Like we was putting smaller guards on him to trick him in his head. Like, hey, since you got a small guard on you, play aggressive and try to back him down. But if you back him down, we gonna double your ass, and you gonna have to make a pass out. But you have nobody to fucking shoot the ball. So like it was easier for us to get stops when we wasn't scoring. Because Sengun wasn't able to activate his play style that he wanted to. Now, did he kill us? Hell yeah, he killed us. But that man could have had a lot more easy bunnies when he had Case and Wallace guarding him in the first half. We putting
I
like
ain't like.
Caruso on him and shit like that. What you was saying, Mike?
I about to say, I honestly ain't like Alex guarding him like that. Honestly, like, yeah, he got a couple of stops, but I feel like Sengun was still eating.
Yeah.
It's either it was a foul or you feel me. It's just like, yeah, he made a rough on, but he still got the 2 points. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, he gonna do what he gonna do, but it's just I think he hit what 4 or 5 threes. It's not really
Yeah,
a healthy shot diet for him on a night to night basis because them threes not gonna fall like they were. He was really keeping them in the
I
game
don't know,
with
bro.
those threes falling, but on most nights they probably not gonna fall. So they got to
I
figure
don't
out
know.
how because him and KD pretty much like to get the ball in similar spots. KD like to get it at the high post on the nail, you know what I'm saying, all that, and kind of
Yeah.
operate right there. And Sengun pretty much trying to do the same thing
Trying to
on
do the
top of
same
Steven Adams
shit.
sitting in the dunker. So it's like it's no spacing really. And then when both them dudes catch the ball, they throwing instant doubles at them. You know what I'm saying? So, and then it's about making a play off that, and it just really wasn't looking good. It was some real sloppy basketball on their side, but they were still keeping up though. But it was sloppy.
Yeah, trying to
Yeah.
figure
Yeah,
it out.
especially when you got Steven Adams down there in the other dunking spot, so it's like
Yeah,
it's
I
really
ain't like
no
him
room to
starting.
move.
I ain't like him
At
starting.
all.
Like that. That's who.
But
That's who I really ain't want to start.
I didn't either. One thing I will say though is Steven Adams still be on that glass like a
Nah,
He
motherfucker
for
though,
still
bro.
sure.
do. He
He
still do.
do.
Like,
Like he still was on. I think he had what 11, 12 boards or something like that. Like
Yeah,
straight
yeah.
up, he be
he
on
was on
that
that glass.
glass like a
Steven
motherfucker.
Steven Adams finished the game with 13 boards. He had
Yep.
he had 5 offensive rebounds. 5 offensive rebounds for the game. So, yeah.
So
This is a clip right here. Oh, my bad. Go on here, Dezo. What you was gonna say?
no, I often say in a sense, like even though it didn't look good, what I'm saying, it did get him a shot to win the game still. So
Yeah.
I think they gonna still keep with that lineup at least for a little bit to see.
And this is just a clip right here that I'm gonna show to show love of Sengun. This is the way he was having to play with the lineup they got. And what?
Oh
You
my
feel me?
god.
This
Maybe
is
he been
when
in the
the
lab with KD too much. I ain't
Yeah.
never seen him do nothing like that.
this when the bench mob came in though. Like bench mob came in, he running with basically no shooters at all. He catching that bitch at the top, isoing into a pull up midi. That just shows
Only
work.
shooter out there was Bari probably and Reed.
Yeah, Barry and Reed, the only shooters that was out there. But that's the type of play style he was having to play. Is that sustainable over 82 games and a fucking finals run? I don't know. But
so.
you feel me? Like, but that was working. For
Also,
last
another
night.
negative I seen too. I seen too many Josh Okogie minutes. I don't like that. Ime. Let's cut down on
Yeah.
those. I think that's a little too early to be getting Josh in that bitch. When
Hey,
we got
Jez,
all
that's
these
a
other
fact. I
players.
definitely saw too many Josh.
Yeah,
Saw
too many
too much
Josh
Josh.
minutes, man. I think I seen him on the island with Shea at
And
the end of the
You
game. I
know
said,
what?
"Oh
That
no,
and
what are you
you
doing
know what it
that?"
was too? Go ahead, Jay.
I was about to say that foul right before end of the quarter, like that threw off a lot of momentum. He
Yeah.
Yeah.
a lot.
I don't like Josh in there too early. When somebody go down, maybe, but you got to get Tari or something in there. Even though Tari
And
played,
I think it
we
was,
talk about Tari too.
yeah.
Tari played pretty bad, man, and they
Yeah,
just didn't
I was about to say,
extend
I think
him.
that's why we got Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Tari was
That'll
playing
lead
bad.
us into
Tara's
the
up
second
there
half.
bad.
Yeah, that'll lead us into the second half. With we coming out of the second half, I wrote down that the momentum shifted a little bit towards the OKC after a while because I feel like the zone that they was playing against us was just because they were slow. So what we started doing is we started pressuring the ball and speeding them up on the other end and causing turnovers to get out on the fast break. You seen Case and Wallace come out that bitch with a couple steals.
Instantly, he picked up right out the half.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. And the problem with that is that if our men not the one beating the press, they have nobody that can bring that bitch up to beat the press. And I realized that. So that was a great, I guess, like gameplay change out of Mike Dagenall to like, hey, put pressure on their ass earlier on instead of letting them get comfortable and setting up because these motherfuckers are big and cannot move. We gotta move. So that's gonna be a huge issue for them going forward with them not having no guards that are comfortable enough to run the offense. They're gonna have to run big, and when they run big, they're gonna be slow. So that was something I had coming out there second half. Yeah, how do y'all feel about the way the second half started off going into the third quarter when OKC started going on that run?
I felt it was good on OKC's behalf. Shea came out. I think Shea came out and got a couple buckets instantly. And they kind of went on like a quiet little run. Well, it really wasn't quiet because it was coming out the half and they kind of was taking momentum. But they went on a run, like you said. Kaysen was picking up. Everybody just was being more aggressive and making them uncomfortable, putting those non-playmakers in positions to play make. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we seen everybody pretty much outside of Steven Adams bring the ball up the court. I feel like Jabari Smith should never be in a position where he has to bring it up. Sengun, even though he's a good passer, I don't like him bringing it up. So OKC definitely made them uncomfortable and kind of took hold of the game. Eventually, the Rockets did kind of pick it up again, and it was kind of like a little back and forth in a way.
Yeah.
And
I think that was sparked and started by the spacing that Sengun started. This is when he really also started sparking that three ball. He started knocking that motherfucker down. But I want to this is when we get into Reed Sheppard, because we seen a lot more Reed Sheppard minutes in the second half when they started leaning more onto his playmaking and stuff like that. I feel like in the beginning of the game, he was playing to not make a mistake. He was doing a lot of things that was looking scary, and I feel like somebody on the bench, maybe the coaches, it could have been a leader, could have been KD for all we know, got in his ear and said, look, we know you can hoop, bro. So go out there and play your best game. Play your game. And that's when we start seeing shit like he looking off KD and taking a jumper or doing certain things. It's like when you get somebody in the game and they're playing like a game managing PG, and then now they want to play like a game changer PG, they start overdoing it. It's just like how we were talking about when we be playing rec with motherfuckers. Okay, just because you can go get a bucket don't mean you finna go look off KD and go get you a bucket, bro. Like, you got to swing.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But
and
you
that's
got to play within the offense.
I feel like that missing Fred gonna hurt them because Fred was so steady with it. You know what I'm saying? He kind of know when he need to get the guy the ball and stuff like that. But also he's knocking down shots when you need him. So, like I said, that was just a bad matchup for Reed because it was OKC. You know what I'm saying? They gonna make everybody in the league struggle. But I think Reed definitely gonna, once he kind of settled down a little bit, I think he gonna be good. Because he didn't look terrible out there. Like I said, you want him taking shots and trying to make plays for others and things like that. But, in certain situations, you can't be looking off, Kevin Durant. Like, I don't care who you is.
That's a fact. That's a fact. But after a year getting hyped, I can't even be mad at him for real, because he should have been playing more last year. It's like your first game against the defending champs who had the best defense in the league. So he get a little nervous when they sending that blitz at your ass.
Yeah, facts. That'll lead into this Aaron Wiggins poster. I want to show this. This is in the third quarter, end of the third. First off, let's rewind it back.
He can't slide his feet, bro. He was gambling too much,
Reed
bro.
Sheppard,
gamble. We
catching that bitch. Whatever Reed was, when they got out that, when they weren't playing the zone and they was in man and Reed was on the court, it didn't matter who the fuck was on the court. We're going at Reed. We go at Reed. We hit him with the screen. We come down. Sengun, you a little bitty bitch too, Clint. Fuck is you talking about?
Oh my God, Reed was getting cooked by Lou Dort, bro.
He was getting cooked by anybody else on me.
Yeah, he could.
Is that the first poster of the year right there?
That's the first poster of the year. Head tap. Bow.
Hey.
Okay. Shout out the label, Dezo. You know what I'm saying? Shout out the label.
Now.
But yeah,
that was nasty.
Yeah, that was a nasty ass little dunk right there. But go ahead.
On the topic of Reed, like, it's crazy because I feel like a lot of the times with these young point guards, you want to avoid like throwing them into the fire too early. You want to get them time to develop. And that's what they were trying to do last year. And would have been doing this year if Fred hadn't got hurt. But now he kind of thrown into the fire. He got a lot of expectations. So I think that's really what it came down to in that first game. He just amped up. Everybody expecting Reed to play like the the high draft pick that he was. So, but I think he's gonna have to play in their starting line. I feel like he's gonna have to play a lot of minutes due to the spacing. I think their best lineup gonna end up being him, Min, KD, Torrey, and then LP. I think that's gonna be their best lineup. So he's gonna have to like learn on the fly. But you mentioned that it's OKC, so this is the worst possible.
Hey Jay, I got a question.
Worst possible matchup.
Jay, why not Bari instead of Torrey?
I think honestly, with the way Torrey played, no, Bari should play. I tweet Bari should definitely play because he can provide the spacing that Torrey would never.
Yeah, that's all. I got the same lineup, but I just got Bari. That's all. Like same.
Yeah, the good thing too is that when Dorian come back, they can really rotate between the three.
Not about though.
Oh, I forgot about Dorian.
I mean, so they was forced to really play some of those lineups with
Yep.
Kobe.
That's a crazy because that was going to be my next point before I got into the fourth quarter about Shea taking over. I was talking in my notes that the bench two guard or a swing man off the bench for them is a weak position for them. Not saying Tari is not good, but that's a weak point for them in that game because when they were putting in their bench players, we was just sagging off and trying to double and like. Even though KD and Sengun was still scoring the ball whenever they wanted to, but KD didn't really play aggressive in the fourth, but we were okay with living with Josh Okogie taking them shots and shit like that. We was okay with Reed Shepard trying to get off and shit like that. If you have another bench guard or wing that can just knock down the catch and shoot three, that's all they need. They don't need a motherfucking another playmaker or another dynamic scorer. They just need a motherfucker that can go 3 for 8 from 3 from the corner. Shit, that's all they need. That they would win the game.
Or I ain't gonna lie, them getting rid of Cam Whitmore might turn around and look bad for them, man. I don't know.
Oh, that's a good fucking point.
It was nobody off the bench that can create a shot outside of Reed Shepard. Reed Shepard probably the only one that came off the bench when you can like, okay, he probably can create something. You know what I'm saying?
That's a great point. They
don't have nobody off the bench like that. You know,
zero fucking playmaking off the bench. You go a 10-man. I think he went what? They went 9 players deep on their bench. Like this a fucking playoff game. First off, they went 9 deep. You got Okogie, Capella, Reed Shepard, and Eason. The only niggas getting minutes. Out of them 4, only one motherfucker can create their own shot. So,
how y'all feel about Okogie though? Like overall,
I love them picking him up, but he got to play spot minutes. I don't like that he had to play that many minutes, bro. He had gotten that bitch.
Yeah, I don't think he should even played on night one. I feel like Josh is something you throw out there when you kind of need like one of those. Can't think of it like when everything ain't going right.
Yeah, like just gotta throw a different
figure out
look
somebody
that energy, that little spark plug.
Yeah, like somebody can do something. Like, let me throw Josh in to see if that'll throw them off. But don't throw him in there on night one because, like, come on, man. Yeah,
Josh one of those guys who, when you play too long, you see all the flaws. It's like, damn, Josh, what's that foul? Like, you give him 9 minutes. Okay, Josh playing solid defense. He might give you a 2 or a 3.
Yeah, that's perfect.
But,
that's
you playing Josh 15 minutes, it's all right, Josh.
I definitely was looking like, yeah, he hooping, but then turnover and charge, little shit like that. Yeah, he gotta go. Like it's time for him to go on the bench.
Yeah, like
or is this overtime? Yeah, so we can jump into the overtime too, though. How did y'all feel about overtime?
Wait, I want to get into the fourth quarter. One thing about the fourth quarter before we get into the overtime is that
my bad.
No, you good. Shea going into the fourth quarter only had about 10 or 11 points. Ended that bitch with 12 points in the fourth quarter. And KD went into the fourth quarter and only took 1 shot. How do we feel about
Shea?
Is that okay? This is a question. This is a question I have. We already know Shea gonna do what he got to do, but do you blame KD? Do you blame the players in the lineup, or do you blame Udoka for not utilizing KD throughout this clutch stretch? Because I know we like to criticize our superstars and our top dogs for not being aggressive enough. Hey, give me the ball. I need the ball. XYZ. But we know KD is not that type of player.
Honestly, I blame Ime because as a coach, you gotta emphasize to your players. Yeah, get KD the ball. Now, a man has some moments where he is ISO downhill and get a 2, but then that dried up really quick until we saw 2 bad like shot attempts leading to transition, and we just looked off KD 3 possessions in a row, and he's getting colder and colder after he just gave us 17, 18 in the first 3 quarters. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think they got to emphasize. Granted, Alfie was hooping, but I feel like they weren't making an emphasis of getting Alfie the ball until that overtime. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they didn't have no direction in terms of that's what you can tell that point guard is missing, because I just saw points where Reed just running around the top of the key, a man just getting downhill, and if we're not scoring, now we scrambling back on defense.
Yes, sir.
So Ime got to create a game plan to emphasize getting our guys who going to close this game out the ball more, honestly.
You could tell they didn't know how to get KD in his spots. But what you was about to say, Jay?
Didn't yet. No, yeah, that's Ime. Like, it typically would fall on Fred, but since he's not in the lineup, like, Ime got to know that he got 2 young guards that's not really pass first on the court, you know. So he got to emphasize to them and to everybody, I guess, just to get Kevin the ball. You know, Kevin's he aggressive when he wants to be, but he get his points in. You know what I mean? Throughout the game, it just comes to him a lot of the times because he KD.
Yeah.
So you still gotta at times, you know, he a scorer. He not He's not gonna bring it up the court. He's still a 7 foot power forward, so he's not bringing it up the court. That's not what you want. You want to get him to his spots. So that just following Ime, with his game plan.
And Dez, I know you don't be liking to let niggas off the hook. How you feel about KD
No,
allowing
you
this
know
to
I
happen?
don't, man. I was about to say I personally believe it's on Ime and KD. KD got to let them guys know also vocally that, hey, you know what I'm saying, I need the ball. Like it was a lot of possessions. KD just go to the corner, and I feel like this is something that he's kind of been doing the past couple of years, even with Phoenix. Like I haven't seen KD really like to take over games for real down the stretch
Since Brooklyn.
ever since he was in Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? Like when he was in Phoenix, D-Book take the ball, I'm gonna go to the corner. If it kind of break down, I might come get it. You know what I'm saying? But he normally just goes to the corner now at the end of games, and this is something he's been doing for the past couple of years. So like I said, KD, I don't know. I just think he be just on like relax mode too much sometimes, and this is kind of what they picked you up for. They need somebody that can close out games for them. You know what I'm saying? You only going crazy in the first half, and then it gets to the fourth quarter, and you just quiet. OT, you just quiet. You know what I'm saying? That's on the coach and on KD. KD is
And
too
it's the
nonchalant
passive
of a
shit
player.
too, guys.
You know what I'm saying? KD, like, he just kind of want to score within the offense. So that's why KD now looks better when it's like a team full of offensively talented players. Where in this situation with the Rockets, that's really not the case. You know what I'm saying? It's KD, Sengun, and I guess you can say Ahmed now. Like outside of that, you don't have nobody that's gonna like kind of overshadow you not being able to take over in the clutch. He's always had somebody that can do that for him. The past couple of years, and it's like I don't think that's gonna be enough. So
Yeah.
I think it's on KD and the coach.
I had a feeling you was gonna have a similar kind of idea or mindset that I had. I kind of slightly got it on KD, but I'm more so. I would say it's more so on Udoka for doing it. But I know the way KD is if he sees somebody high, he not gonna get in the way. He seen Sengun
That was the
had
problem,
it.
bro.
He seen
Yeah.
Sengun had it going, and he was like, I'm not finna take his moment away from
His
him.
shine,
You
his
feel
moment.
me?
Yeah.
Like if you need me, swing it to me. But it was times where the offense broke down, and he over here playing hot potato. Like if I really searched through like some of the tape up in the overtime, it was a point in time where I seen him and Reed Shepherd playing hot potato with the ball, and they didn't even get a good shot up. They didn't even get a shot up. I'm like, what you doing, KD? Like, Reed low key swinging that bitch. You he like, fo, go in. You KD, nigga. Like,
That's
you
what I'm
do
saying.
it.
Like
And then
these
KD
young guys
like,
looking
nah,
at you.
yeah, like, and KD like, nah,
These
I'm
young
just trying
guys
to play
looking up
real
to you,
hoops.
bro.
You can play real hoops, but in the overtime, nigga, all of that good basketball, good playmaking, and all that shit go out the window, nigga. It's best players, best players. Go give me a bucket, KD. When the game slow down, I need him to lock in and slow, like for this team to be a competitive team in the the postseason. He gonna have to lock in.
Reese,
This go
I
ahead.
think on that real quick too. I was thinking about it because Dez brought up AD being more like in the corner towards the end of games, because he was playing next to D Book, and D Book would be that closer to a degree. I feel like KD stepped into that role because his career is like waning the same way LeBron is. You know what I mean? And the fact that not he can be that man, but you know how Braun wanted to hand the reins off to AD initially. I feel like KD is in that same boat to where he was fine with giving the keys to Book because he's fine with being that second scorer. So it'll be interesting to see if he even got it in him to be that one that we all looking for. You know what I mean? We don't think Braun got it in him no more to do that, but AD might be in that same boat where he has to be the two. We're gonna have to see Amin and Şengün, like pass him to a degree in terms of.
That leads us into this last two clips. First off, this is Shea right here with the ball. Sorry for the low quality of last minute getting the what's the name, the clips, but Shea bringing the ball up, down two. He got Amin Thompson on him. Get off me! Bow! Fuck nigga! Fuck is y'all talking about? Hold on, I want to pause this for a
Everybody knew that
second.
was going in.
I want to pause it for a second because I heard
We should have had
somebody.
them Bari clips pulled up, man. He was cooking Bari, man. That was bad, bro.
It
He
was a
fried
couple,
Bari like twice at the end of the game, bro.
fucking frying they shit. I just wanted to pull that up also, not only because it was you know what I'm saying, Zay was talking crazy about Amin putting that nigga Shea in the box, knowing that we know how this NBA shit go, bro. These superstars, they sometimes take their foot off the gas when they trying to warm up and work their way into the season, but you woke the beast up, gave his ass hell. This also leads into the clip right here that you was talking about, Dez. This is the final play out of Udoka. I feel like, nigga, you can draw something up way better than this. You got 2.6 seconds. You got KD and Sengun both starting off on the dunker spots on the block. You got these two doing. I don't know what the fuck they did. Fuck all. All they did was just Reed Shepard set a screen for Bari, but nobody was looking this way at all. So we gonna hit the play button. All KD is gonna do is go over here. We gonna deny ball. You got Shea playing great defense on the inbound. They throw it to the Sengun, and that's the shot they get up. I know
and you know, like in situations like this, I wouldn't be mad if they're using Sengun and KD's gravity to try to get Jabari, who's 6'10", almost 6'11", whatever he is, to try to get him a good look over a Case and Wallace or a Caruso. You know what I'm saying? They pretty much just gave it to Sengun and just said, hey,
go get a bucket.
Just put up a shot. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
they could have tried to get Jabari a mismatch or something like that, and he rise up and take a shot over somebody. You know.
But I'm glad games like this I feel like games like this is good for for the start off for sure though.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's like, you feel me, it's just like they just honestly ain't know what to do. KD fouled out. Like, they just gave them so many different scenarios to try to play off of. Like, what if a man get fouled out now? Like, try to do something.
Yeah, they had to play without a
right?
man.
You feel me?
Like,
little
did go
stuff
down with
like
the cramps,
that.
I think.
Like, you feel me? So it was just like I'm glad basketball back, bro. Honestly, like, it was good hoops. Like,
that was a pretty good game. I mean,
it was the best.
Like I said,
it was good.
It kind of looked sloppy on Houston end, but like they still made it good though.
Facts.
In the OT, they played hella heavy. In the first OT, they played heavy zone. They played the zone to be more extended out. They played it like I could show more clips here. This is the way that Houston started guarding us. They started throwing it into a zone where they playing high up here. They in the 2-3 for real. When you really look at it, they put a Kogi in the game because our man got hurt, and Shea just going straight to Reed Shepard's side. Once again, this is what we was talking about. He going straight to Reed Shepard in that zone,
bro.
And we didn't even touch up on this, but shout out iHeart too, bro.
My bad.
No, you good.
What you say?
And I feel like they knew that he can't slide, and that's why they started. That's why they started the way they started, bro.
Yeah.
But I agree with Dez. Like, if you don't want to put in Jay, my bad. Jay, if you don't want to put in Reed, put in Tari. Like, you feel me? Like, I don't know. Like, something got to work out, though. Because Reed cannot slide, bro. Then he gamble all the time. It's like, if you ain't got a man in that backcourt with him or something, like, it's a bucket for sure. On y'all end, for sure. It was just the gambling was throwing me off. It was a lot of gambling. Like,
what you say, Des? What you was about to say?
I was saying we really didn't touch up on it too much, but I want to give a shout out to Isaiah Hartenstein. He played a pretty good game. You know, and I think he's going to have a lot of good games while Dub is out, because he's going to have to – I mean, he's always been this type of passer, but it's going to be heavily reliant on his passing and stuff like that and screen setting for them to get open shots. So he played pretty good, which he normally always do, but just wanted to give him a shout out.
Yeah, that was definitely another player that I meant to shout out for sure. He was out there battling, and he was grabbing hella fucking boards over them. That double big lineup was basically – it was basically like battling back and forth, because Isaiah Hartenstein had 5 boards right back at their ass pretty much. You know, we was on that offensive glass too. But,
I got a question. Do y'all think like they just gonna change it up, doing like every, like, you feel me? Like, that was a good point, Reese, what you just said. That's why I just asked that. Cause y'all do got Hartenstein and Chet, so it's like, why the hell would I go out there with, you feel me? Like,
oh, you saying that the Rockets probably did the double big to try to beat our double big?
Hype. That's what I'm.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
They might not. You know what? They might not. They might have did that. Udoka might have did that to scare OKC. Like, nigga, we got double bigs too. Like, y'all running this double 7-footer. We can go double 7-footer too, basically.
Yeah, that's my point.
That's a good point, Mike. We just talked all that, and I didn't even think about that.
I didn't think about that either, because at the end of the day, Udoka probably just did that only for this matchup, for all we know. If they use
at the same time, Reese, at the same time, though, like, Chet isn't like some imposing ass 4, so I think Barry could have handled him anyway.
Easily, bro.
Had to go even Adams. They could have had LP at the 5 on Hartenstein, and then they would have fared just as well with Jabari on Chet. You know what I mean? I don't really think they had to go big still, despite that.
Me neither, for real. I just think they did it just to match up.
They already bid. Yeah, they already bid.
We didn't really get to touch up on AJ Mitchell as much throughout the game. But
He was
how
hooping.
do we feel about, to wrap this up? We want to wrap up the OT and double OT because we still gotta get to the Lakers game and some of the other ESPN games is coming on now. But AJ Mitchell played a solid 14 minutes, had 16 points in that 14 minutes, and he played a great game. How do y'all feel about him not touching the floor at all in basically the fourth OT and double OT? Like, he gets to a hot start, he gives us all this energy off the bench. He giving us scoring that we needed. He was able to space the floor. He was 3 for 6 from 3-point line, and then just seen no minutes. After 14 minutes of 16 points and he had 16, 2 and 2 with a block. And he had a solid only a 2+-, but shit, he was out there hooping and didn't get no tick. How do y'all feel about Mike Daigneault pulling players that get hot like that just because he want to lean on his his championship guards with Caruso and Case and Wallace?
Honestly, I just think it was a good move. I just feel like you got to put the guys in that you trust and know that they can get it done. Shout out to AJ for having a good game, but still, you want to have that 3-and-D in that game.
Yeah.
Down the stretch. He was having a pretty good game, but Shea eventually kind of picked it up. So, what he was bringing to the court, you kind of didn't need that no more just because Shea did eventually pick it up. Because at one point, I think he had more points than Shea. So,
he had way more points than Shea until Shea didn't start
yeah,
scoring at all until the fourth quarter. He was outscoring.
Yeah, so shout out to him for having a good game, but I just feel like down the stretch you got to put the guys in that and trust can kind of get it done on both ends. So.
Yeah.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Especially because guys who are having that great game can easily throw the game, as we saw with somebody like a Gary Trent. Granted, he was one of their guys who was supposed to close the game, but if he's hooping too well, his head might get too big, and then now he's taking up bad shots or missing opportunities in terms of like getting Shea the ball when he's supposed to get Shea the ball, and now they in transition more. You feel me? So I appreciate that he hooped, but at the same time, when it come down to that OT or those last closing minutes of the fourth, I'm going with my starters who I trusted to win me the championship last year, rather than this young guy who has been showing his ass, but ain't really proved that he deserved to be here yet.
Yeah. And then for the overtime, I got that they missed a lot of big threes up in Houston. They was missing a lot of big threes, gave us a chance to win the game. Caruso was guarding Sengun. I put that shit should never happen again. We seen that shit with Jokic, and we thought that shit was gonna work. It did work to a certain degree in the Nuggets series, but I don't like that Mike Daigneault keep doing that shit. And I know it was because Chet and Isaiah Hardenstein fouled out that it stopped working. But if we don't got no backline defense, why the fuck is we putting Caruso on the nigga? He started frying our shit the whole OT and double OT. He even got his game winning bucket. I mean, his game time bucket to send it into double OT was him having fucking Caruso on him in a back down. And he just threw that bitch up and just got his own O board. Like, that's just easy. That's too easy work. I don't really like that defensive scheme. That led into the double OT. We learned I feel like the OKC learned how to finally beat the zone by getting the ball into the middle. And we started creating a lot of open opportunities. I also put that Reed Shepherd started looking a lot more terrified running the PG in the double OT. It started seeming like that. Even Reggie was saying this. Even the commentator Reggie Miller, he was saying this. I say no disrespect to Reggie Miller. He ain't just no commentator, but Reggie Miller ass was saying like it was in the double OT. Nobody was coming back to get the ball on the inbound. There wasn't a single person that seemed like they wanted to run point guard, and that made me realize that Reed Shepherd was really starting to get terrified to run the point guard. He was running down and just going straight to the corner instead of coming to the inbound, bringing that bitch up. They bullied his ass out of his position of playing the point guard, and that comes from lack of confidence of not getting minutes from last year. So that's all on Udoka and the Rockets organization fault for not developing a lottery pick and letting him get comfortable. Now they gonna throwing him in the fire against a championship team. Yeah, and then I got Kaysen had hit some big threes. He had some big shots. He was the only one hitting jumpers for us the whole fucking overtime periods. And then, yeah, both our bigs had ended up fouling out. And the big lineups, they got a lot of old boards, but it just led to, double teams going on KD, and KD just finding Sengun a lot. We was doubling KD in the double OT, even though he wasn't getting shit off. But I guess we thought in our mind, our ideas like fuck it. If Sengun go off, we good. But if KD going off, we lose. So I wonder if more teams gonna have that same mindset going forward. That's all I got for my notes going into this game. But yeah, KD only had 3 shots to close the game out from fourth all the way through the double OT.
Yeah, and going forward, like they said, like KD does have to express to those guys that, hey, give me the motherfucking ball, even if Sengun hooping.
Yeah,
Because 3 shots is insane. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, 3 shots to close it out is insane. Any last remarks about the game of the? I feel like that might be the game of the week.
Luke Dort played great defense on KD the whole night. He didn't let him breathe. I'm not gonna lie. That's my only last thing.
Yeah, Norton Chamber.
Me personally,
He said what, Von?
he said that Dort's a chamber. I ain't gonna give.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't even
sure.
gonna give Dort that credit. I'm gonna keep on that while, cause he was getting his ass little boyed in the first half. KD just stopped shooting. KD literally just stopped shooting. KD was 9 for 16.
Nah, that's facts. I was about to say
he
that's
just
facts.
stopped
It's just he was making it hard for him. Like we ain't finna act like he wasn't falling. Like he's and ones. Like you feel me? He still like it was just like how y'all got Alex Caruso to make it hard. Luke Dort was basically doing the same thing to KD. That's all I'm saying, basically. But I feel where you coming from though, for real.
This is just my opinion, my humble opinion. I don't think it wasn't hard at all. That nigga KD just wasn't shooting. Because he was frying that shit. He just stopped shooting. Like, yeah, all that rah-rah bumping shit, Lou Dort be working against niggas like Luka who over dribble. But a nigga like KD literally was just taking one dribble, pulling up at the nail over the top of 3 niggas. Like, he was frying that shit at first, but then I don't know what happened.
I think it became hard because KD took such a backseat. So when that fourth quarter double OT, it's like, all right, I ain't had the ball, now I got to create. But Luke Dort guarded me at the half court line. So
going off now at this moment.
you feel me?
Yeah.
But he definitely was giving them go early on.
I think once again that just speaks back to Udoka not being a good enough coach to make his players gel in that moment. He needs to learn how to find a way to get KD because once again, like Jay said, that at the end of the day he a 6'11" power forward. He not finna bring that bitch up against a 6'4" all NBA defender. He gonna get his ass hounded all the way up the court, and by then he ain't gonna want to shoot the ball. So you gotta find a way to get him the ball at the high post, get him a couple midi isos or something like that. Even if he get double, he'll make a play out the double, but he not finna bring that shit up. So yeah, we can go ahead and get into the Lakers Warriors game. I didn't get to catch really any of the first half because of the OKC game, but a couple notes I had going into the game. Big things about it. We finally see Kuminga starting in the starting lineup alongside Draymond and Jimmy. That was interesting to me. After all that hoopla they had going on in the summer about his contract, they decided to trust him, put him in the starting lineup. Then also, I think Luka really does look a lot more slimmer. He looks a lot more light on his feet. Then I just don't like the way DeAndre Ayton was playing in a few minutes I seen in the first half. I don't know how he closed the game out, but how do y'all feel about the Lakers Warriors first half? I know we was all locked into the OKC game, so we missed like the first quarter and a half. But
yeah, I think in terms of the Kuminga thing, I feel like that's the only way you can really keep him engaged throughout the season is to give him big minutes. He's a interesting player fitting in that lineup, but Jimmy is already not as aggressive in the regular season, so I think that Kuminga will help them going forward, just to get through the regular season, the first 82 at least before the playoffs, and Jimmy can step up. Luka looking slim. That's good. He had a lot more bounce on defense as well. Like, he's never going to be just some amazing defender, but he did pretty well considering. And then DA disappointed like most people would have expected. We'll talk about him later, but the game started off kind of how you expected. Luka dominating, him doing this thing, and then the Warriors just kind of swinging it. So
yeah, I seen Luka was able to get into a lot of ISO situations, and that he seemed like he's a lot more willing to attack the basket. And that's just my opinion. I feel like it was a lot less settling, and that gotta speak to values of his conditioning that he did over the summer, because this the type of Luka that we was looking for. Like the Luka, I'm gonna go ahead and say it, the Luka that fried PG and Kawhi Leonard ass in the bubble. He was attacking their ass, goddamn. You feel me? He wasn't doing all step back threes every time he got tired.
Be so uncalled for,
Hey, you feel me? He didn't have last year in the playoffs, yes, he was still frying, but like you could just tell that once a motherfucker hounded him a little bit, he just was like, all right, I'm just gonna pull this jumper because I'm talented enough. But I feel like just seeing them in shape, that was something I liked it. Marcus Smart, I thought at first initially Marcus Smart looked nice and well paired with Luka out there. He was playing solid defense at first, but then he started getting a little too aggressive and started pulling the natural Marcus Smart, where he got.
Bro, 4 fouls in the second quarter is ridiculous, bro.
Hey, Mike, that's how your ass was looking in the rec earlier.
Nah, for real.
I think
I told you I had to get off.
I think with Bron being out too, we saw the more Marcus Smart back when younger JT and JB in Boston, where he would defer to those guys and kind of take over more. And it's like, Marcus, you got Luka, you got AR. Those are guys you're supposed to be getting the ball to rather than trying to create a play and putting up something stupid. But defensively, I like the intensity. It's just he got to stop fouling. He got to stop fouling.
Yeah, offense wise, like I don't even like it, Von. I ain't gonna lie. All that pick and roll floater, bro. Give the ball to Luka. Hit an open jumper, bro. For real, for real.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Play 3 and D.
Yeah, we don't need you to pick and roll and float or pick and roll and lay.
Yeah,
it's never gonna be a jumper, as we see. Like he didn't shoot no midi for real. Like he once, twice, like maybe, but he didn't. Nah, it was mainly floaters. What I was noticing for real.
Yeah, he took all pretty much floaters, like you said. Aiden. I want to get on topic of Aiden right quick. Motherfucker don't look like he want to play basketball.
Aiden, garbage,
bro. That man is horrible, bro. It's like I don't like bigs that don't play like their size per se, if that makes sense. Like I feel like he plays too timid or too soft. Like he's like. I guess he is a finesse big. I guess he always been kind of a finesse big. But I remember when he was younger, he was a very heavily athletic type of big that would like do shit that make you think he had the ability to have dominance. Like his nickname used to be Dominating. Like what the fuck happened to that, bro?
He called himself that,
and bro. But I'm saying
he gave himself that shit. He ain't never been that.
Right, he gave himself
was that, bro?
Y'all
Y'all not finna act like this nigga career averages ain't 16 and 10. G, what is 10 and 6? 10 and 6 though. That's what we going, and he probably in his head he feel like he hooped. I ain't gonna lie, the way he was playing, he probably felt like
part game. That's the bad part right there. That's the bad part. I don't think that nigga hungry. You don't want to reach the next level. You don't want to be the first team all defense. You don't want to do none of that. You just want to go out there and have fun, and that's the fucking problem.
I don't even think that nigga have fun.
Want to go out there and get his averages. If he go out there and get around his averages, he feel like that's
like
good,
that.
bro.
Like he happy as hell. To him, he just played a good game.
Yeah.
No, bro, y'all didn't play. Like no, y'all still lost game.
Okay. To move on.
I hope you don't think he played a good game. I hope you don't think he played a good game because
I don't
it
think
was
he cared
real
either.
bad low light.
Niggas be,
I don't
hey,
think,
Vaughn,
yeah,
niggas
like
be
you said,
smiling
Jay.
too much.
Like you said, Jay, I don't think he gave a fuck. But
Yeah, like
no, he didn't. He didn't, and you can tell how timid he was. Like I tried up the court and shit.
Too much for me. Like,
yeah,
put your
like,
head down, gang.
Literally, if he ended up having a good game, then cool. If he don't, whoop-de-doo. Like that nigga, he don't give a fuck.
I know this
For real.
Playing with Donovan,
it still ain't his fault.
Playing with DeAndre Ayton is gonna make that nigga Luka appreciate and love niggas like Derek Lively so much more. Like I know he thinking in his head like, oh damn, if Derek Lively would have dropped that ball, he probably would have sprinted back on the nigga, tried to punch that shit or something. Like no, Dominating is not giving you none of that shit. He's not giving you none of that shit. But I don't. I never talk about the shittiness of the Lakers cast. Then their supporting cast. I want to transition over to the Warriors in general. They looked nice. The way they mesh well, that three, it kind of gives me a big. I won't say a big three, but like that 3-man vibe of Kuminga, Jimmy Butler, and Curry. That shit look like it's coming together. It look like it's gelling together.
I want to go back to something, Reese.
What's up?
Hey, my man's Vaughn, gang. I ain't gonna lie, I was watching the video the other day. Y'all know it's a new video out right now. Go check it out.
Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler
is a fucking A tier.
Fine, you gotta talk to me, gang. You gotta talk, cause it looked like exactly what I said was going on yesterday. I ain't gonna lie.
The boy came out there, gave their ass 31, 5, and 4 with 1 steal, and he only took 14 shots. 16 free throws.
Honestly,
16 for 16
Yeah, 16 free throws, man.
16 for 16.
shout out Jimmy. I ain't gonna lie, he showed his ass. He showed his ass.
I think that's only
And I
possible
don't
though.
want to sound like devil's advocate though, but the lack of interior defense the Lakers have allowed Jimmy to just go out there and give our ass 30 with
I
16 free
agree
throws.
because DeAndre Ayton softened
They
Jimmy.
had Gabe Vincent
You
guarding him
feel
a
me?
lot of the
We
game,
had
bro.
Gabe
Gabe was on
Vincent
him a
just
lot.
guarding Jimmy. He's 6'1". You feel me? Like, and also even Kuminga, like, I'm not saying Kuminga is just a bad player, but those threes he was knocking down, throw him against the OKC Thunder. I don't think he's gonna go out there and hit you 4 fucking
That
threes.
was what I was about to say. I feel like that only reason why Jimmy was so enabled to be able to be back to superstar level Jimmy was simply just because Kuminga was knocking down the jumper. That's something that made him not be able to play on the floor with them for the last 2-3 years. Is because he can't knock down that corner 3 ball. He can't.
I mean,
make that
Kuminga really
extra
wasn't
pass.
knocking down. He knocked down 2 threes though. That was like in the second half of the game. He really like
he shot 4 for 6.
he scored 13 points. He shot, but he scored 13 in the third quarter. He really wasn't having like, I'm saying he really wasn't like making a crazy impact on the game really to the third quarter, like when he popped off.
Yeah.
But I just feel like it is with Kuminga though. They had DA guarding him, bro. So if y'all trying to tell me y'all gonna put the worst defender on Kuminga, he's gonna have a lot of nights where he can probably pop off for almost 20 points. You know what I'm saying? Easily, and that's just gonna open it up for Jimmy and stuff. You know what I'm saying? If they put like the worst defender or probably like the 4th worst defender on him, like he gonna have a lot of nights where he hooping like that.
Yeah. One downside to the Warriors roster, I realized they bench have 0 playmakers. It's gonna be a lot of fucking stun of the lineups, like stunning their players. They gonna have to. It's no way in hell you have Jimmy and Curry both on the bench at the same time and think you gonna produce solid minutes like that. Because like who the fuck do you have off the bench that's gonna do anything for you for real? Besides Al Horford, like coming in as a Draymond replacement, you got nobody to replace anything else. Buddy Hield had a great shooting night, but he's not doing that past. Once we get past the All-Star break, that shit gone. We already know how Buddy Hield go. He gonna do this shit in the beginning of the season, and then he gonna just disappear. So like, that was nasty work when I seen any of they bench came in. They rookie came in, he did a little something here and there, but I don't like the way they bench is looking, bro. Yeah, I don't really got a lot of notes with the Lakers game, like I said. Besides Luka going fed. How y'all feel about AR game yesterday? You know, he was hooping. I liked the way he was playing.
Nah, I didn't really like. Well, he kind of turned it up at the end of the game, but he was getting a lot of fouls. He was in foul trouble most of the game, so we really couldn't get like a full AR game. I don't know who sent it to the chat last night, but it was like AR trying to get them stats because that's definitely what he was on at the end of the game.
I was just about to touch on that.
Yeah, he was trying to get his stats up, but he really couldn't have a good game because he was out with a lot of fouls and things like that. So, you know, in moments like that, I kind of wanted to see Rui step up. You know what I'm saying? Rui didn't give anything, nothing at all. And it was kind of sad, bro. Like, from what I was seeing in the preseason, Rui was getting up 10, 12 shots a game. So I'm like, maybe he might come in without Bron and try to do the same thing. But, yeah, he wasn't. They don't draw nothing up for him. But at the same time, you do draw stuff up for him, and it's like it don't look good. So, it's kind of it go hand in hand.
Turned into just a pure shooter.
Spot up.
3-and-D.
Yeah, he just.
Literally.
I wouldn't even put the defense in there. That nigga just be straight.
No, I wouldn't. He really wouldn't.
He just straight 3 balls.
But he don't rebound. He's not energetic or nothing, bro. He just be out there vibing.
Nah, straight up. Yeah. So last night was a bad showing by Rui. G. It's like I'll miss the Rui where we can get him the ball at the top of the free throw line and put him on a mismatch against a small guard to get him a midi or something. You feel me? Last night he was just getting cardio half the time.
They killed it.
I think we gonna realize, Ron, this just Rui. We look at him like a young player.
Yeah, that's a fact.
I was about to say, if you look at his numbers, he never improved, bro.
It's gonna be.
That's a fact.
A lot of people.
And also, I ain't gonna. Go ahead, Jay. I'm about to say also, you can tell Bron wasn't there because when Luka went down, the offense went terrible. It's like we didn't have no direction. Even AR, it's like we are getting to certain pick and rolls, but then it's just all right, throw it to him. And then we get a last bullshit shot to what now the Warriors getting back in transition into 3. We saw Buddy Hield get off 4 threes in one little stint just because we was playing terrible offense to allow transition 3.
Yeah, the Lakers, they rely a lot on the Lakers season gonna be based off if Braun and Luka, how often are they at 100%? Because they're gonna have to do a lot for this team. Rob didn't really address some of the issues that you wanted him to. Like Gabe's still gonna have to get big minutes. Vando's still gonna have to be important, but he still is, garbage on offense. Like they got some holes in their offense that's only patched up by Braun being there. So it'd be interesting to see if, Rui and DA can give what we hope they can give. Because otherwise, this Lakers team probably struggle.
Yes, sir. Yeah. That's all the notes I got for the Warriors. Any last remarks that y'all want to talk about this Warriors Lakers game? I feel like it was kind of hard to lock in and focus on it after that draining long double OT game out of the OKC. But it was solid OK hoops, I guess. But I just don't like the way neither one of these teams' rosters play out with their supporting cast. Like the star players, yeah, they nice, but like going from watching the Rockets game in the OKC to watching that game, it's like that. Them two teams got a lot to work on if they want to compete with the two teams we seen in the first matchup. So yeah, and Draymond also starting at the center and he damn near 40 is crazy. Let's get that out there.
Hey, y'all see Draymond put some black in his beard though?
Draymond put that motherfucking that goddamn spray on that bitch. He got them hands was on the beard.
Yeah. He said he got tired of that gray shit.
The gray was cold though. The gray was, giving wisdom. It definitely wasn't giving center, but
nah, it's giving. He too old to be doing some of the shit he be doing. That's what it's giving.
I mean, shit, he was hooping though, but yeah,
I'm
that'll
talking
wrap
about
it up.
Wrong. That's all.
That wraps up this recap. We went a little longer than we wanted to, but it was a double OT thriller game, and we had to, talk about it. So we'll catch y'all next time. Next time y'all see us, it's probably gonna be a Power 4 tier list video. So stay tuned. All right, we out this month.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Let's count the blue cheese, I do that shit for fun. For every meal, I pop a pill, I do that shit till I'm dumb. I had your girl, she on my crib, that was a one.